Hello, she's Peggy.
She's Alana.
And we are your
Sweet Guys.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
Some highs, some extremely fucking low lows. But in terms of music this year, it was quality all year round. Yeah. It was just like there was good music being put out no matter what the situation was.
Mm-hmm. I feel like looking back through, like, obviously just to make our list, we had to go back through what's been released when.
And remember, like, oh, that song came out this year, not 2015?
Like, thinking about us listening to certain things coming out at different points of things were going on with us personally or just wherever we were at that time. There was a lot of that this year, I
yeah.
think.
It was like, what's going to help me or what am I going to listen to during this time?
Yeah, it was all very, like, I feel like sometimes it's like, this felt more like there were moments for us throughout the year musically than
instead
others.
Of like instead of ranking our favorites, we're doing it by quarter. So there are 4 quarters, and there are 3 months in each quarter. So we have our little lists. Peggy has her list, I have my list, and we're gonna go basically January, February, March 1st. And just list what songs we liked by the artists that we like.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna put in an artist in a random song that like we just didn't listen to be like, oh, they listen to a lot of things. It's like, it's just what we listen to. It's not to appease anyone.
This is our 2019 reflection.
Yes. And if there are songs that you're like, you guys would have loved this, or you guys should see this, or do that, let us know, because we don't try to focus on specific groups, but it's like where we gravitate towards.
I would say this year, Lana's a lot better at listening to, about like broadening her horizons musically or keeping up with groups that are outside of our like central thing. And I would say at least this past year, I grew a habit of focusing more on our main people and then passively listening to others and not getting as into it as like other years. Like
don't
keeping
get me wrong,
up with K-pop releases is like a sport.
90% of the things in here are our tops.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be realistic
where it's
for
gonna
us.
be where it's not gonna be like wild and crazy, like you guys didn't even know we listened to this person.
Yeah, no, you probably won't be very surprised by anything we have to say, but we're gonna talk about it.
I think I might have one. Everyone's gonna be like, didn't even know you knew that, but I did listen to it a lot. So let's start. Peggy, you do your January's, and then I'll do mine.
Okay.
If you have ones that I liked, I'll just say I had that on my list too.
Yeah, we'll do it.
It's random. It's specific. We're not random. We're specific.
We started the year pretty strong on the 17 front.
Yes, we did.
In January, they came up with Home, and that entire. With groups that put out things like that, we listen to the whole thing. Yeah. When the single
it's like
comes
that's
out.
like an album thing. But
yes,
did you have like a specific favorite that you gravitated towards?
I said, well, Home. I always have a special spot for the singles and the things that have videos and accompaniments because that's what the whole time is supposed to feel like.
For you to listen to that, and then if you're like a fan, you're gonna listen to more.
Right.
Or if you're not, you should try them out.
But I did also say Chili as like the one to note at that time.
Like Willie. I had Good to Me in there.
Yeah.
Like guys.
God
the
damn,
sex appeal,
17.
the sexiness. It was a whole different realm of sexy for them. It was a whole different time period.
All 3 of those songs are incredibly different.
Yes, they are.
As well.
Yeah.
They really started to show, I mean, they always do, but like for the beginning of the year, they showed so many different facets of themselves straight away.
They came with the heat in the beginning of the year. I had a couple more.
I'll probably agree with some of the ones that you know.
Yeah, so I put in All Night by Astro. Because that video was just like, this is song and video together, but that was one where it was like, I really couldn't stop fucking listening to it. And like the rap part really got me, everything about it was like, I was even watching like all the live stages for it, which I really have to commit. We have to commit to that. Yeah. If it's a song you really like, but I was like doing that. 80s. They were my 4th listened to artist in
January,
2019.
I was trying to keep it to like one thing that I wrote, and then as the year went on,
you added more. So 80s was my 3rd or 4th most listened to artist this year, which was like wasn't surprising.
They crept up on us this year.
They did.
They really did.
Yeah.
As far as
their music, they haven't made a bad song. That's just we say that a lot, but only about specific groups, and they're one of them. Yeah. So Say My Name. That was a classic one that everyone, like if you know K-pop, like I feel like this year you're gonna be like, oh, I heard that. And then Light and Desire. Light is the number 1 genre of music that I like the type of song that is with like the in the background of the stuff where they like add like it's like an R&B and they add background R&B runs and stuff. That is my favorite thing, and I love Hongjoon's rap in Desire. That's not the only reason, but that's another thing.
I think I got more into their songs from the beginning of the year in the middle of
Later,
the year.
yeah. Gotta Go by Chungha. That was like, she just is, it's Chungha. She's stunning, gorgeous, really good at what she does. And then No by CLC and I Need You by CLC. They put out an entire song in English.
Bro, that album was on a loop at the time.
They all sound so literally like Show, I Like It, like all of it. The whole album was really good, but I Need You and No were ones that were like on repeat.
Yeah. I remember listening to that on a loop walking to work a couple of days.
That is, I feel like a lot of people didn't know or give credit to the fact that it was another group putting out a song entirely in English, and it was a B-side on their album.
Yeah,
so if you've never heard I Need You by CLC, go check it out. February. I only had Monster.
That's what I did with January. There were a lot of things that I liked when I was like, okay, but 17.
But when Monster, okay, but it's like when your favorite group puts out an album, it's like that's gonna be your focus for that time.
Yeah.
Besides the entire album, literally the whole thing, the whole album. There's not a song that we didn't listen to on repeat. But for specific ones, because we saw some of them live, we listened to some more than others. I had Play It Cool. I liked Korean and English versions, both. That was actually on, you know how Spotify gives you your top songs of the year?
Yeah.
Apple Music did that, and it's like a 2019 replay. Play It Cool Korean version was my most played song.
Nice.
But actually, it's not my number one favorite. We'll say what our number one favorites of the year is at the end. I had Play It Cool, Party Time, and Alligator. Which is like,
I literally had Party Time and Alligator and Rodeo.
Rodeo! Sesangin, country rodeo. Like, that just gets you going.
Like, Party Time live, that's really all there is to say about that. Like, Party Time,
glug, glug, glug.
We could
2
not
shots
believe
of vodka.
when we saw it with our own eyes.
We saw it from further away and thought that was too much.
Yeah.
And then we saw it from closer up and we thought, this is too much.
And we said, maybe we should just die.
Yeah. Check out Monsta X's album in February. It's really sick.
Literally the entire fucking
really
thing.
Sick. Really cool. Monsta X is really good.
Yeah. Speaking of full albums that are really, really good, there was a group called Just Two
that put out in March. For ones that we should focus on, I had Touch and Focus on Me.
Ooh, I had Focus on Me and Long Black.
Ew!
I thought Long Black was thinking about our first listen of the album and like our impressions of each song, and they were all so unique but still very the style of the two members involved.
Yeah.
But then I thought Long Black was like, I liked that it sounded like the title. It was very like thematic. It was, but the whole thing.
It was that I want to listen to it again.
Yeah, they had a very, very concept-based songs, and it was sick.
I agree, and we love it.
Yeah.
I also, you probably had this too, Everglow.
I didn't write it down, but I know, but I liked it.
Bon Chocolate. But
I
also
wrote down like
Moon.
one person for each month, and there was all the people that we liked for the most part. But I listened to stuff.
But also, Moon from Everglow is a really good song. It's a different vibe from their single, but it's very good, and it shows more of like the vocals. But I also had, Peggy can attest to this, how many times she probably heard me listen to it and was like, what the fuck? I'm Sorry by VAV.
Oh, hell
I'm
yeah.
sorry, baby.
That
song is good. I feel like that was the one that I was thinking of where everyone would be like, didn't even know you knew that.
But it's fucking great.
That I listened to more than their title track.
I feel like this year for me was a lot of songs that I would hear on certain playlists or like when shuffling things, and then would like it but not really know.
You would forget to like add it to your thing. Yeah. In April, I think we were talking about how there were a lot in there.
Yep.
So let's just.
April was tough. I would say though that the girls took it for me in April as far as the bigger releases.
2 girl groups, 2 boy groups. 1 boy group. I'm gonna rifle these off because these are all title tracks. I had Fancy by Twice, Kill This Love by Blackpink, but also Kick It by Blackpink. That was another one that was up there. This isn't a title track, but Home by BTS. That's my favorite song on that album. And then Horizon and Sent by IM from Monsta X. Those were the sexiest things.
Fuck.
He doesn't know how to release anything.
I didn't realize that was that month.
Right?
Oh.
Like, that was like several months ago, but it has not stopped
but a concept
being
for IM.
sexy.
Yeah.
Up until now. And it's a good one. It's a favorite. Both of those songs, Horizon and Sent. Mwah.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm just remembering now.
He's a dime plus 99. It's a shame. Like, he doesn't even know what his songs are worth. Do more of them. Do more sexy.
He knows what he's worth.
He does.
Sure
he
we
does.
all
He
know
does.
too.
He actually does know what his songs are worth. That's why he keeps fucking making them. And he's like, sex appeal. What did you have?
I said the moments of, well, I didn't realize the list I was looking at, I forgot that IM put those out in that month. But
Peggy wrote down like all the English Months X releases, and I was like, I didn't write down any of those.
Forgot about those.
I was just gonna put all those in together.
But I think that for both Kill This Love and Fancy being put out in the same month,
those
are two
Twitter.
Huge parts of the K-pop world.
That's like if
year.
you're those things that are like, this was the meme of this month. Fancy was the song. Fancy and Kill This Love were the song of April.
Yeah.
Those were the songs of April.
And like those are
you couldn't go on Twitter without seeing the fucking Fancy video.
Throw that on a random playlist virtually anywhere. Not even at a K-pop event. And people are gonna kill this love.
Yeah, they are. Yes. They performed in front of like thousands. And we're fucking let's do it.
Those were moments.
May.
Okay.
May is probably the most packed month.
May is heavy hitting.
May is a packed month with good talents.
Shall we lead with GOT7?
We should lead with GOT7.
We should lead with GOT7.
And I'd like to flip to page May to go to GOT7.
And GOT7.
Did you find them?
In May.
And GOT7.
Their vibe in this chunk of the year was so great.
It was
the
more.
I
was gonna say it was more like poppy sexy.
Yes, yeah.
Like, did you have any specifics, or did you just write whole album?
Well, I wrote Eclipse because that was the real
classic.
The first like
GOT7.
Look at that. Sorry.
That's it's fine. That's just right.
Where it was like this whole thing started really happening.
Yeah.
The album itself.
I had the end Page in 1 degree because all I could think about, well, first of all, Page, hello.
Yeah,
all I could think about was Young Jay going 1 degree and like his good voice. And when we saw it live, and he's like,
that live was so crazy.
And it was sickening, and he's such a good vocalist that it's like you have to keep listening to that, but then you picture it live, and it's like really good.
I feel like a lot of the stuff GOT7 put out this year, even like the multiple different times it happened,
1,000 times,
was all at times where like the stuff and time surrounding it.
Fuck off me. You'll see that on the. I thought someone was opening the door.
Each time GOT7 put something out this year, just thinking back to each one, that there was other stuff surrounding it, whether it be personal or the other things in K-pop later in the year, or like stuff like that, where it almost could have, would have, should have, and did in certain ways take away from the direct impact when it first came out.
Yeah, that's true.
But the things that they put out were so fucking good. Mm-hmm. Like that, especially the songs on this album.
God tier album. God tier. We got to see them live, like we just said, but like, delicious, gorgeous. Now another one, Highwood Heaven by NCT 127. That was on my list, but I ended up in July listening to the English version more. Absolutely nothing against the Korean version. That was on my list, the Korean version. But July, I don't know why I always had it on repeat. It was like whenever I would go, I would just click to listen to that.
Yeah.
Maybe because the Korean version was further down on my list, like on my Apple Music. But like, I love both versions. We're both probably have CLC's Me on there.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, Me by CLC. That was
like, I think that might have been one of our collective like actual
favorites
songs of
the
year.
entire
the
year.
entire thing. Yeah. They fucking
and it was only a single.
Park.
It was a single. There was nothing else with it.
Yeah.
But they didn't need anything else with it because Me made such an impact. And I don't know if it was for No or Me. I can't remember. They were like the 4th or 5th group to get like that Mnet like debut show for like their new comeback, or like the comeback stage from Mnet, where it's like the group gets their own little stage and it's like their own show. CLC got one, and it's like for good reason. They make good music.
They're just like, that's one that we were like, oh fuck yes,
like this is a song. We love it. I also had No Way by Lehigh featuring G-Soul, just because it was like, I loved everything. She hadn't put out music in so long, and then she finally did, and that vibe is like, is what I love.
I added Ace Undercover.
Yeah! I forgot that! Ace, Honey, Sweeties, We're Sorry. I'm Sorry is weird.
Just like, because there's a lot going on in that month. Truly, so much happening.
But it's like, they don't even care.
They
don't care who's putting out music. They're putting out their own
mark every single time. Yeah. Like, when scrolling through the list of things that have been put out, there are a lot that I was like, oh, I kind of forgot that got put out. I forgot that got put out. And then it's like, oh, fuck, that was good shit, what they did there. Yeah. June.
What did you have? What did you have written down?
I said ATEEZ.
Yes.
Aurora.
Yeah.
That's
I had
some good
Illusion
shit.
and Aurora. Mm-hmm. Aurora is more, I mean, they're both, I liked Illusion more than I liked Wave, but Aurora was more of like a lighthearted, like, na-na, comes to Aurora, Aurora. It's got, like, it was like lighthearted, fun to listen to, amazing for the summer.
Yeah,
But
very good
Illusion
summer
was
song.
just one of those ones where it was like, it's a hit. It's a hit over and over and over. It was a lot of people though, Illusion versus Wave, and I gravitated towards Illusion more.
But I did want to note that was sort of a time period too where we were deeper into the, no pun intended, 80s wave. That, like, by this time, where it was like, okay, like,
yeah.
Sometimes, we are willfully ignorant about things for a while.
Yeah.
And that's just something about
the
us.
only other thing I had in June for things I had on repeat was SF9, RPM,
Oh,
Liar,
fuck!
and
What, did I miss
Echo.
that on the thing? You saw them at KCON? Whoa!
They did a lot. But then besides RPM was Liar and Echo. Echo was one of my favorites because Dawan had a lot of lines. But Beautiful Liar, that one is gorgeous as well. All really good songs.
RPM.
RPM hit like a fucking ton of bricks. It was just like, that was a song. They deserved more for it.
Yeah.
We're starting with July. July, I only had Boom by NCT Dream.
I did, but also was Humph by Pentagon.
Oh,
I added that in there.
yeah.
Because that was like a good, bright time. Good for sound effect titled songs.
Yes, yeah.
Fun.
It was,
fun
and
songs.
Pentagon doesn't know how to do anything but. Even on their slower, like, vocal ballad songs, it's still like, I'm having a good time
The
listening
creativity
to this.
is just absolutely insane, and you know
It's
that
out of
there's
this
no
world.
one exactly like them in any way, really.
It's really true.
And then Boom is some of the NCT's best work. That's for
All of
sure.
them.
Like, it was just a good
Every
time.
hit, Boom is a song.
A good time month, really.
Neither of us had anything in August, but it's not because things that put out were bad. It was because we weren't really
We weren't latching
up
onto
on
anything
it.
new.
We
that
weren't
month.
up on the times.
Yeah. There's
and
probably some stuff that someone will comment and will be like, oh, I
how
like
did you
that
forget
one,
this?
actually,
But it's literally us saying we didn't have a favorite in August does not mean there were no good songs in August. There are probably people whose like favorite group of all time put out a song in August.
I think especially because for like a bunch of chunks, it was like people kept putting out ones that immediately jumped onto our playlist. And
I
just
feel
think
like
we
there
didn't feel
are
like that
waves of songs and releases in K-pop music where it's like beginning, little bit of the middle, and then very end, and then there's some thrown in to different areas. But August, I guess, just wasn't a big
I feel like
release time for people we listen to a lot.
right, that would have been more if we were like exploring more into different people probably, which we just didn't really do at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
September 17.
Do you remember?
I'm gonna throw out "Feel Special" by Twice. First of all,
Ooh.
that one is just such a good, like, pure pop song. And everyone's
their
voices
fucking
sound
vibe.
really good, and it's just awesome. It's a good song. But 17 did own September.
Oof.
With
Yeah.
I just had Snapshoot, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Lie Again and Let Me Hear You Say. Lie Again is probably my favorite from that album. Like, that and Snapshoot tied, but I just love the mellowness of Lie Again, and like the adding the vocals in the background of, like, you can hear like the hip hop unit being like
Hip-hop
I don't want to mess
really
up what they're actually
spread their
saying, because when I
wings
sing
this
it, it's
year.
probably not right. But
You guys know.
like that type of thing,
Yeah.
where it's like in the background, but it's all, the whole thing is just like smooth listening.
Yeah, I feel like it was a perfect extension from what they did in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I really liked Happy Ending as well, where I think at that
They
time
put,
too,
like, Korean version.
it was like that it was like more was going toward like their happier songs, are the ones that were more you could feel the performance and do all the things at that, because that was just the vibe that I was looking for in that moment. So that's why those ones hit, pun intended, in that way.
Hit Fear.
Also
Hit Fear.
in September was Love You by Monsta X was released.
There's me with my no English Monsta X songs.
Which came out while we were in Vegas.
Literally,
to
they
see
were like,
them.
"You're seeing it tomorrow. Here it is," and we're like, "What the fuck?"
And that one legitimately we didn't stop listening.
I'm not sure why that.
I don't think we
hasn't-
have stopped listening.
No, why it's like that hasn't just gone like berserk.
We thought literally we heard it. We were like,
This is it.
now they go viral,
This
and now the
is
whole
it.
world is obsessed with
But that's
them.
like every Monsta X song we hear, so it's annoying.
Yeah, true. God
October
damn.
for music at the beginning was probably one of like the craziest times, and the end was one of the worst times.
We were so amped for the fall.
October was
so
probably like
excited.
the biggest month, like looking forward to
Ever.
releases,
We were
and
like, oh,
some
fuck.
things fucking sucked. But let's start with the good. Super M's entire fucking album.
Hell yeah!
Like, we did not stop. We didn't stop jopping. We were dropping the whole time. But also, I started writing the songs and then just wrote a whole album instead because I had no manners. I can't stand the rain. But also, like, Too Fast. Like, the whole...
They are a talented group.
The whole thing. It's like, you listen, look who's there. It's something for everyone.
I'm
and
really
it's sexy.
glad, too, that we always remained optimistic about Super M, even when it was just a concept and like the rumor thing that it came up and it was happening.
And we love everything we're seeing.
We were excited about it. And
yeah.
there was a time where people wanted to be sour because they didn't want it to be as good as it was.
And look what happened now.
Look how amazing. And everybody else still does all the things, so calm down.
Yeah.
And they're so fucking awesome.
80s, Wonderland, that did something else. But then also Sunrise, because it's one of those ones where it's a B-side that sounds absolutely nothing like the title track. It's the entire album, and then you get to the end and Sunrise is there and you're like, fuck, this is a good song with some voices.
Watching that music video for the first time
might have changed our lives.
We were like, we've been fucked with.
There's no way that,
and
I mean,
we've been fucked with.
For a long time, we were like, you can call a group a rookie group, and it's like they are the rookies of 2019 for us.
For sure.
That's 100%. There's no one else even close.
Like, not even nothing.
You would not know. No. They do not perform like rookies.
They're just generally one of the top groups.
You're just like, very good. We listen to your music. We love you guys.
They bypassed that whole first round
good.
of existence.
Your music's good. Speaking of good music. Pissed.
So
it came to the end of the year. We were getting ready for our favorite fucking people of all time.
Getting better and better by the day. Everything's been so great.
Everything was sweet, and then it all fucking went sour.
And everything got ruined right after one of their best songs ever came out.
Yeah.
And life is trash at times.
Yeah, it hasn't been the same since. My eyes are watering. I'm not crying. It's cold out here. So for the MX's entire album.
But there is a whole album that Wonho is in and is a part of
and that's true.
Incredible.
And he's still in Monsta X.
And he is a member of Monsta X. Say what you fucking want.
He is in Monsta X. Don't care. There's no song in that album that we wouldn't click that one first, or another day click a different song first, or a different song first.
Yep.
But Find You really hit you in the heart. Follow get you. Mirror, See You Again.
Yeah.
Like Disaster, Burn It. Like.
Yeah. The amount of time we spent just sitting in the car playing Find You as loud as humanly possible, just...
I'd pick Peggy up from work and
blubbering.
And then I'd turn it on and we would just cry.
And we just start crying.
But it's like, it wasn't just because of them, whatever, it's in life.
Yeah, things were hard.
Oh, this is quarter 4. We're in the last quarter of the year.
Yes.
We're getting to the current. So October, everything turned to shit, which... put a damper on GOT7's release in November, which is what we're on now.
We genuinely waited so long to listen to GOT7's music because
we were ready for that.
We wanted them to, we would do the same thing if it was reversed. We wanted to give them the attention they deserved, but it just literally wasn't physically possible at the time.
And it had been like half a year since they put a whole thing out.
Yeah.
But GOT7, You Calling My Name, obviously, and then Crash and Burn in Thursday were some tops because of what they've done live for us in our bodies. Like in our minds, just watching that shit.
There are a few things in this world like watching GOT7 live.
Wannabe by Golden Child came out recently, but it got them their first win, and it's a very good video and song. They flipped the switch, and they're wearing all black, and it's all badass and stuff, and it's really good.
November was You Calling My Name, GOT7.
Yeah.
Then honestly, that too, like, just watching the year performances, that's one of the best songs of the year, for sure.
Yeah. And then December, it just came out, but Psycho by Red Velvet is, like, very fucking good, and it was one of my higher favorites than things they released earlier in the year, and I just love everything about it.
This month I didn't really even realize happened. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how we got to the end of it so fast.
Yeah, it's about to be 2020. So Peggy, what was if you could say, because I made a list on my phone before we wrote these down of ranking.
Yeah.
But for number 1 top favorite song of the year, even though we just did it by month, because one of the songs I did not mention because it was my favorite song of the year. So
I would say, well, the way I thought about it, I was trying to rank them in my head, and I was trying to think of the songs that actually did stick, or that when I think about the year, what I was, like, most excited about, which I feel like it's different when we listen to, like, full albums and things like that, and I get really political in my own brain, and I feel bad that I'm not picking everybody, but... Going through the list, it's
like when you're in gym class and you're like, you make teams with captains and you
and then I'm like, no, we truly love all of it. And we have an emotional connection to so many different things, for so many different reasons. But for me, I would say that Snapshoot was probably my favorite song of the year as far as what I kept listening to,
Yeah.
what I kept going back to, what
The
I
mood it
never
puts you in.
Right, what I would put it on intentionally that often, and I think it has to do a lot with the time it came out and all of those sorts of different things, but it was just one of the first ones that popped into my head, and I wasn't gonna go through and come up with another response. Whatever my instinct was, and I immediately said, snap, shoot, so I said, okay.
You're like, that's my favorite song.
And the dance practice video is probably one of my favorite things of the year as well.
So fun and gorgeous, and what a group. What a group.
Yeah.
You know what? People in the music industry, the entire music industry, they try to be really in sync, and then they have to say to themselves, move on, we're not 17. and those are the facts.
Best joke of the year.
Those are the facts. My favorite song of the year, I left it out of October with Monsta X's album, was You Are by Monsta X.
Ooh, God.
It's the way that it sounds as a song in, like, compared to all the other super sexy songs Monsta X has made. It's I Am song. I love his fucking songs. I love everything he does. Wonho goes hard as hell. The chorus is just, it never stops giving. The chorus goes until the next verse starts. The chorus is upbeat but sexy. Hyungwon has a bunch of lines. The raps are just, it makes you want to learn them over and over again, like if you haven't got it down already. That was just my favorite song of the year. Everyone sounds stunning. Like, the whole package of it is just sexy, and that's what I love, and it's Monsta X, so that was the number one of the year. We do need to apologize to EXO, because we haven't even got a chance to listen to their album yet. We have not had even a minute, so EXO's album would have been in there at the very top.
Yeah.
But, once we fully listen to that, then we can consider.
Right.
But
our year has been what our year has been.
And
we're glad that our faves have continued to show us why they're our favorites. They are each other's favorites as well, which is something we cherish every single day.
They're all best friends and really good and the best.
So cool for us to know all the time.
So let us know what songs were your favorites of the year. We probably won't do, like, if we did any sort of, like, music video or live stage or this, blah, 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 or, like, moments, it would be 17 different videos of 30 different moments, and each one would last a half hour.
Yeah.
So we probably won't make ones like that, but these are our favorite songs collectively throughout the 4 quarters of the year, and we want to know what yours are. We want to know what we should watch that we've been missing.
And if you haven't seen, which we feel like most people who watch our videos have, but if you haven't seen or heard any of the things we talked about,
go check them out because they slap.
Get into it. We're always going to be the voice of the people we are the voice of. So,
Roger that.
We're loyal, if nothing else.
And we will say goodbye for now. Have a happy new year.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 2020. And we cannot believe it's the end of the year. That's actually insane. I don't feel like any month in this year happened.
No.
So
that it's legitimately going to be 2020, and that's sick.
Yeah. She's Peggy.
She's Alana.
And we are
your sweet guys.